Hey guys, it's me Samantha here today with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Samantha and I make beauty videos, and today's video, the star of the show, is really going to be this Charlotte Tilbury Bejewelled Eyes to Hypnosis palette. I did get this a few weeks ago and I have been playing with it, but I haven't been filming. Life has been a little crazy with the kids and everything, but I wanted to film with this, and this is what she looks like on the inside. Really beautiful. The packaging is stunning, so let's get to it. So I didn't realize until when I was playing with this palette that I have a ton of Charlotte Tilbury stuff. I purchased this foundation a few months ago and it was a little too light for me, and I thought I'd hold on to it for when I lose some of my tan. I haven't lost all of my tan, but I've lost a good portion of it, so I'm gonna try this again today. And I figured if it's a little light, I do have my bronzer, and I'm gonna try to use as much Charlotte Tilbury products that I have and kind of make this as much of a full face as possible. So I do not have a primer, so I'm just going to use my Touch and Soul Glassy Pretty Filter primer because that is my go-to. And I am going to use my Hollywood Flawless filter, and this is in the shade Tan 5. And this is one of my favorite. I call it like a highlighter. I think you can use this all over your face, but I don't. These kids, they think like this is a gymnastics gym in the house. I can hear my 5-year-old jumping off the couch. One thing I don't like about this is not the doe-foot applicator, because I don't mind that, but when I put this in the bottle, it's like the opening is the exact size of the doe-foot. And so whatever excess is on the doe foot will go all around the rim. It just makes it a little extra messy. And I prefer to do this kind of under my foundation to kind of get like a glowy vibe without looking like a glow stick. Especially for like everyday makeup. And for the price point, I wouldn't recommend getting this. I enjoy it, but I think the Rare Beauty illuminating liquid luminizers, whatever, they're really good. But this is good if you really want it, but I wouldn't suggest going out and spending all your money. So this foundation, I got it in the shade 8W. And I'm just going to read the box. It's a full coverage foundation with a flawless matte long lasting finish. Apply your Airbrush Flawless Foundation, blending outwards from the center of your face for a flawless airbrush finish. So let's see. It says flawless matte. I think online it's described as a soft matte, so, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it, because I tend not to like matte foundations. I have a few just for like if I'm feeling really in the mode, but this is what it looks like. And I'm hoping, I've also heard that it oxidizes, so I'm hoping that the shade match is okay. So I'm gonna dot this on my face. And I'm just going to start with one pump and then we'll take it from there. I try not to put too much on my forehead, but it feels like a lot. Alright. And I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. sponge. Oh, that is like very full coverage, so. And it really spreads. I feel like I'm wearing a full kabuki mask. yeah, I should have used far less. A little bit goes a very long way. And hopefully I can fix some of the color with bronzer, because this is about to be a mess. Otherwise, I like the texture of it on my skin. But yeah, that color is... I'm horrible at shade match. But I do have to say that I think the lights make it way worse. It looks so bad on my forehead because my forehead is the darkest part of my face, and it gives it like that weird look. Well, I look kind of ghostly, but I feel like in person it doesn't look that bad. But I could be tricking myself. Who knows? I leave the house and feel like a different person. But as far as the texture of my skin and the finish, I mean, I don't think it's all the way dried down. I also feel like it is starting to oxidize a little bit, so it is kind of warming up the color. So I'm gonna go in. I'm nervous because I'm worried that the concealer might be darker. This is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion in medium deep. So you know what? For the sake of any issues, I'm taking out my medium honey as well. But we're gonna try this concealer. That's because I do not have a Charlotte Tilbury concealer. Doesn't look bad. So I'm not going to go brighter because I don't really like an extremely bright under eye. And the powder I feel like is kind of light anyway. So now that the foundation is setting a little bit more, I do see that it does emphasize texture. So if you have very textured skin, you're not going to like this. I don't have any current breakouts or anything, but I do kind of have like just some slight imperfections, and I can kind of see it here, and like right here I have like a blemish that's gone pretty much, but you can see just a slight bit of texture. It's not horrible, but it's not my favorite, but it's not horrible. So we'll just keep going with it, and then we'll see how it looks in the finished look. So I do have the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade Medium. I really wish that I got the darker shade because I feel like this powder is just too light. I purchased the shade Medium because a lot of other YouTubers that I watch use this shade and they enjoy it. But with all that being said, I'm not crazy about a super bright under eye. So if I'm using a brightening concealer and then I use this, it's just too much for me. It doesn't look very natural. I wear makeup to work for the majority. I'm not going out to nightclubs. I'm not going out partying. I mean, not that any of us really are doing that right now, but in general, I'm not that kind of a person. So I want my makeup to be more everyday wearable and then be able to be amped up if need be. This color just is too light. I'm going to use it and I don't know how it's going to translate on camera, but I just feel like it's a little too light. I also do feel like it sometimes makes my under eyes look a little powdery. So I don't quite get the full hype on this product. So I'm going to use my Ulta Beauty tapered highlighting brush, and I've been using this a lot for under eye powders because it just fits perfectly. And I'm just using a little bit because, like I said, if I use too much of this powder, it does make my under eyes look dry. And I'm just powdering, like setting the center of my face kind of, because that's where I tend to, you know, have creasing and stuff like that, because I have more oils. It does go over really nice over this foundation. I can see, you know, certain areas where I didn't have concealer and I put it, it does look really nice, like on my nose. It looks very blurred. I just feel like this powder is not for every concealer. It's not my favorite. I prefer the Jouer Hydrate and Set powder. So that is where we are right now. We're gonna go into the bronzer. We're gonna warm up this face and see if we can get me to look a little bit more like me. I'm gonna use my Farrah F50, and I have the bronzer in the shade Tan, which I worry will be a little too dark once my tan is gone. I'm considering purchasing the medium, but I also think that Makeup Revolution, the XX Revolution line bronzer, was pretty comparable. So I did purchase a lighter shade. I had recently purchased Phantom, and I just purchased Chaos to kind of be my medium shade, and it hasn't come in yet. Once it comes in, I'll test it out and see. But I felt like I got a pretty similar look with the XX Revolution, so if you're looking for some kind of dupe for this, I would definitely shop for that. And I think you can purchase it on the Revolution website, but I think they just started bringing some of the XX Revolution products to Ulta online, so I'm assuming pretty soon the bronzers and the little quad palettes will be coming as well, which is exciting because I really enjoyed my quad. The bronzer is saving the day for sure. The bronzer is the star product that I've tried from Charlotte Tilbury thus far. I do like some of her other products, but I just feel like this bronzer is so good. It's easily my favorite bronzer. So if they can get the under eye powder maybe in a better color, if I can pick up the tan and see how I feel about that. But I really don't want to spend the money. It's so expensive, and I'm not one to return, and especially right now with COVID, I just feel like it's so wasteful because they're just gonna throw it away. They can't use it as a tester. They can't, you know. So that looks good. I feel like I look like me, and I feel like the color doesn't look bad. You can see my hands are always a little bit darker, but yeah, it looks really, really nice. And so the other item that I actually have not tried at all, I purchased it with the palette, was her new Walk of No Shame blush. I wanted to also get the gloss, but I think when I went to purchase it, it was all sold out, and you know, it wasn't my top priority. I wasn't going to run to Sephora, but this is what it looks like. I think it's going to be really, really beautiful. I do have another blush from her. I have the colors of, what is it, Passions? Yeah, the Color of Passion cream blush, and I really enjoy this. It's a little bit more hydrating, which I think is still, you know, I think it's funny, the trends. It's like a piece of lint in there. Sorry, guys. All right, so this is what it looks like, the Colors of Passions. I really enjoy this. I think it's funny that the trends of beauty is like, you know, to like wear hydrating stuff in the summertime. I feel like my skin already looks dewy in the summertime, which I do enjoy dewy stuff in the summertime, but I feel like in the wintertime, everybody goes for a nice matte look, which is pretty, but that's when your skin is so dry and brittle in the winter and you really need the hydrating products. And this color, this blush, I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of in the winter to fall season in New England. But with all that being said, I felt like this color was pretty comparable and I was going to like it. Also, I enjoyed this shimmer in the middle. Kind of looks like a promising highlight on my skin tone. I'm going to just swatch it on my back of my hand. I don't have any primer or anything on the back of my hand, so it's not going to, you can hear that growl in the back of my throat, be any extra pigmented or anything like that. But you can see the highlighter there, and then this is the blush. I'm gonna just use this BH Cosmetics blush brush, and I guess the idea, it's like a swish thing. You like swirl it around and then dot the center. So I'm gonna try it, and I picked up that much. I feel tempted to tap, but I don't know, you always tap and then you re-dip. It's just like doesn't make any sense. So here we go. Ooh. Wow. That is, I feel like it blurred, it actually blurred my skin a little bit. I don't know if you can see that like up close. I'm gonna turn and show you my other side without it. I feel like you can see a little bit of my texture. I'm gonna put on the blush on this side, and that was an experience. Okay, so we're gonna switch it around. We're gonna get some of that in the middle. I'm not gonna dip it. We're gonna turn to this side, and I'm gonna start up here like I normally do and feather it out. Do you guys see that? Is it just me? It's like whatever shimmer is in here, it's in the powder, it's smoothing out the skin and it's creating this gorgeous glow. All right, we're gonna put that on our nose. We're gonna put a little bit of that here. Yeah, that is, wow. I'm really impressed with the blush because I feel like it kind of acted more than just a blush, but kind of like a powder. I don't know if it's the shimmer in there that's doing that. Like if they can make that into a setting powder. Wow, I'm really happy with that. And then for eye primer, I'm using the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and this is in the shade Cream. All right, so we're gonna break into this palette. This is what it looks like. It has kind of a galvanized metal finish, what you would see like farmhouse kind of vibes, which has been really popular. I was surprised it wasn't the gold packaging because everything else she has the gold packaging. I have used this palette. I've used this little trio right here, which she calls the Happy Glow. Today I feel like diving into some of these darker tones and seeing what they're all about. I was really impressed with what I have used so far, but let's dive into some of these other colors. All right, I'm gonna use this V5 BH Cosmetics brush, and we're gonna go in to the brown shade here in the Seduce Glow. Yeah, we're gonna go into, actually we're gonna go into the Happy Glow brown and put that just above the crease. And I felt like the shadows were really pretty and creamy, and they go on really nice. I didn't have any issues, so I'm hoping that I have just as good of an experience this time around. I'm going to go in now to the darker brown shade in the Seduce Glow section and bring that just a little bit lower with the same fluffy brush and into the crease. I am getting some fallout. I'm just going to use my powder brush and kind of whisk it away. I don't mind a little fallout, but if you hate that, keep that in mind. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so you can actually see better what I'm doing. So we have that glow, Happy Glow here, right above, and then this Seduce Glow brown just below it, and I did it with a big fluffy brush. It's not my favorite blend, but you know, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm going to just take this clean e.l.f. blending brush and kind of see if I can smooth out that blend a little bit. So we're going to go in with, I kind of want to use a little bit of everything. The purple shade with my finger because it's a shimmer and I always use shimmers, and I'm going to go on the outer part of my lid into that corner a little bit. I feel like that went on really nicely. And now I'm going to go in with Love Glow, that middle like pink, hot pink kind of shade, all over the lid. And bring that up into the crease area. And then I'm going to kind of go over the purple a little so it blends nicely. I'm going to add that Dream Glow next to the purple, and kind of looks like a pinkish purple, so I'm going to put that in the middle because it seems to pack a little bit more of a punch. And then I'm going to just take this small like bullet brush and I'm going to go in with this shade here from the I don't even know how to hold it, from the Love Glow, kind of like the it's like a pinky champagne tone. I'm going to go into the inner corner. Alright, I'm gonna take my, if I can find it, M506 and go into that dark brown shade again and kind of bring that up a little. So I'm going to do the other eye, and I'm not going to put anything under my eye because I want my eyes to look more open and just draw the attention right there. So we're going to leave it like that. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out in a second, but I wanted to kind of show you up close my skin. You can kind of see the texture here, and I'm not crazy about that with the foundation, but it's not the worst. But I did want to show you guys up close what that looks like. That is my almost full face of Charlotte Tilbury. I'll kind of give you a rundown of the things that I've used and tell you what I think. So the first thing that I used in this video is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I like this product. Do I think it's the best version of this? No. I would recommend the Rare Beauty if you're looking for a liquid luminizer. This is nice, but I don't think it's worth the price tag, and the color variations are not that significant. Even though this is tan 5, it still kind of has an icy vibe to it. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand just so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's gold, but it has almost like a white pearl in it, and it gives, when you shear it out, you can really see how icy looking it looks. So I do like it, but if you want something a little bit warmer, if you're my complexion or deeper, this, and they do have darker versions of this, but I feel like if it all has that white crushed pearl in it, it's going to give you that silvery look when blended out, and because of that, it's not my favorite. I do like that it doesn't have any glitters in it, which is really, really nice. As far as the foundation goes, it's not my favorite, but it is pretty good. For a matte foundation, I like it more than some of the other ones that I've tried, like my Tarte, that clay one. I have that. I very rarely use it because I don't like the finish of a matte foundation really. But if you're gonna go for a matte, this isn't horrible, but you can also get more comparable things for the price tag. I don't think that it's worth the price of this. And if you do end up purchasing this, do note that it does oxidize a little bit, so it is gonna be a little bit darker once it sets. The Airbrush, you know, skin perfecting micro powder, it's fine. It does brighten the under eye if you're looking for that. The powder, I think, works okay. It's not my favorite powder. I like the Flower Beauty Light Illusion powder better than this, and I feel like the skin, like the tones of the colors on the Flower Beauty is better. I also really love, if I'm going to pay this price tag, I'm going to buy the Jouer Hydrating Set over and over again. I will use this up because I spent it. It's not the worst powder that I've tried, but it's not the best. The blush, I am blown away. I think it does have some really significant, if I can get it open, blurring properties in it with that sheen. The color is absolutely stunning. A little bit goes a long way, and wow, I really, really love it. The only thing I don't like is the packaging. The color just looks a little old-fashioned for me. It reminds me of like my grandmother's makeup, which, I mean, is kind of nostalgic, but at the same point in time, like when you're coming out with packaging like this within the same, you know, like season, I feel like this just looks a little sad, especially for the price point. I think I paid like $54 for this blush. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll put the number somewhere here. And then I didn't use this, but I do want to mention, I do like this cream blush. Do I think it's completely unique? No, but you can get something similar with the Patrick Ta. I think there's like a mulberry one, but this one's very berry tone and rich. The color is beautiful, and for my collection it is unique because I don't have another shade like this, but I'm sure there are some kind of product out there that you can get that is cheaper. If you're looking for something like this but the color is not one that you love, because there was a little bit of a lighter tone version of this, but you want something different, I would go with the Fenty Cream blushes. They're very similar consistency, and They blend out very similarly. I just like this color. But actually, at the end of the day, if I had to choose between my Natasha Denona Bloom palette and that Berry Tone Cream Blush and this, I'm going to go to the Natasha Denona every day. So, that being said. Alright, so this palette, the packaging is stunning. I absolutely love this packaging. I think it's beautiful. It's small and sleek. The eyeshadow pans, I'm going to hold it upside down so the mirror doesn't blind you guys, even though the inside is kind of blinding anyway. But the pans are kind of small, and so if you have a fluffier brush, it's going to be kind of hard to stay contained in those little thin pans. But if you can get past that, the eyeshadows are beautiful. I think that they blend really well. The shimmer shades really do stand out. I didn't use it in this video, but previously I used this gold, and this just gives a absolutely stunning look. I wore that to work and it was beautiful all day long. I think the shimmers in here are really nice. I think the mattes are really creamy. The quality is really good. The color scheme is not my favorite, I will say that. But if you're a neutral person and you just want a few pops of color, this actually could be perfect for you, because you can go in with some of the bronzier tones and then just put a little bit of purple all over your lid, or a little bit of pink, or you can just deepen out the outer corner with the berry tone red in there. So it gives you a little bit more variety if you are a neutral lover, and I would recommend this palette. I think if you were to get anything from Charlotte Tilbury that I purchased, oh, obviously the bronzer. The bronzer is thebomb.com. I never leave this behind. I would go with the palette, the blush, and I got that again, was Walk of No Shame. The bronzer, I have it in the shade Tan. I absolutely love, and I think this is pretty good too. This is the Cream Lip and Cheek Glow in Color of Passion. Everything else I think you can live without. They're decent, it's fine, but I think that there's better things out there, even in the drugstore. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It will really help me out. And thank you guys so much for taking the time to make it this far in the video. I really do appreciate that, and I'm glad we're friends. So until next time, love you guys. Thank you. Bye.